You know, when you're, or let's do this. Picture yourself at a social gathering, at a party, okay? And you're with your partner. You're so in love. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? And you're telling a story. And then I jumped up onto the side of a truck and I was hanging off. And they look at you in front of everyone and go, "What? That's not how it happened. You just stepped out of the Prius while it was going into park." Okay? And you're humiliated because you were telling this big, bold story. And they, in front of all your friends, go, "Nah, that's not how that happened. I was there." And I know what you're thinking. Luke, what is this hyper-specific story? Do you need to tell us about something? No, that's what happened to Donald Trump, okay? He was telling the world this big, fun story, and it was all exciting. It was all going well. And then his boo, Elon Musk, said, "No, that's not how that's going." At least that's what this story appears to be. What am I talking about? Well, CNN reports Trump announces a $500 billion AI infrastructure investment in the United States. And this is private companies coming together and saying, Trump has helped to facilitate, and we are now going to act on this plan. 3 top tech firms on Tuesday announced that they will create a new company called Stargate to grow artificial intelligence infrastructure in the United States. It lists off the particulars there. Trump called this the largest AI infrastructure project in history. The companies will invest $100 billion in the project to start, with plans to pour up to $500 billion in Stargate in the coming years. The project is expected to create 100,000 U.S. jobs, Trump said. Now, if you're MAGA out there, or maybe you're not, and you're just wondering, is Luke an honest broker of such events? Will he admit that if this happens, it would be good? With any of these things, devil in the details, of course, but in a general sense, getting companies to make a huge cutting edge investment in any sort of infrastructure that we believe is important, especially for our future, one of them being AI, sure, that's absolutely good. If it creates 100,000 jobs, awesome. That would be something great. Elon Musk, though, for some reason, publicly contradicted Donald Trump. And we'll talk about why we should be skeptical even before this Elon Musk statement of Trump announcements. And then I'll explain, if this is all the case and it all goes according to plan, that I'll reassert that I would give Trump credit. But we do have to remember his past with big proclamations like this one. Before getting to that, though, The Hill reports tech billionaire Elon Musk voiced doubts about President Trump's newly announced infrastructure plan for artificial intelligence, claiming the technology companies behind the effort do not yet have the $500 billion promised for the project. And if we look at the specific X exchange, OpenAI announced the Stargate project, walking through some of these specifics. Elon Musk then tweeted, I don't know why he would throw this out there for his buddy, his what did they say? First, whatever. Yeah, the besties. Elon Musk says they don't actually have the money. SoftBank has well under $10 billion secured. I have that on good authority. So a far cry from 500 or even the initial $100 billion in private investments that were promised here. Could it develop? Yes, it could. Yes, it could. But with Trump, when he comes out and he wants to take political credit for something that hasn't yet happened, sometimes you just start clapping for other leaders because they have a track record with actually following through on it. Donald Trump very much doesn't. The Wisconsin Independent reminds us, back when Biden traveled to Racine, Wisconsin to make a point about Trump's failures, the site he selected by was this place that Microsoft, let me just read this dang article instead of trying to summarize it. The site selected by Microsoft is the same site where in 2017, then President Donald Trump announced a $10 billion investment by Foxconn for a manufacturing facility. So that was only a $10 billion investment. By 2021, Foxconn abandoned most of its plans and never delivered on promise to bring 13,000 new jobs. And this was the one, if I'm not mistaken, that Trump said was going to be the eighth wonder of the world. The failure of the Foxconn facility is part of an overall downward trend in manufacturing that occurred under Trump's administration, even though Trump said his policies were going to lead to a manufacturing miracle. Yeah, so when Trump comes out and says there's going to be this $10 billion private investment and I'm super pumped about it and maybe I helped to facilitate it, and that fails, and whenever he said we're going to do the infrastructure week that you have dreamed of, and that fails to materialize, and when he goes, I'm going to have a healthcare plan, we got it, big stacks of papers, hands to Leslie Stahl, this is my healthcare plan. She opens it up and it's just sketches of boobs. No, it's just random words and it has a bunch of stuff that isn't actually a healthcare plan. Maybe we should be skeptical of Donald Trump's proclamations. And I think he specifically doesn't get political credit until the thing happens, until we see these huge investments, see the jobs created, see the way that it adds to and contributes to innovation. Something that is, again, very important. Now, the question for me does come back to, why is Elon Musk doing this? I have it on good authority that this is not actually the case. There are several ways, Mediaite says, to interpret Musk's comments, and he could simply be revealing that fundraising efforts are still underway. There's no denying, however, that his comments that this is still an ongoing project stand in stark difference to the tone of victory and project completion that Trump promoted during Tuesday's White House event. And even one of the CEOs, was going, we couldn't have done this without you, Donald. And he had so many events like this in his first administration. The golden shovels, that was the Foxconn thing, if I'm remembering correctly. And he's shoveling, we're starting this project and it's going to be absolutely incredible. Because for Trump, that's what it's about, right? That is the win. The win's not actually the thing happening. It's getting the credit for it. And a lot of people are going to be thinking, wow, this is a huge investment. It creates jobs, potentially helps the United States be dominant in a space that is going to be the way of the future. And Donnie is the person I'm giving credit to for it. And that's all Trump needed. That's his only wish. So just like with many things, and we'll be going through this a lot throughout his presidency, I will do my absolute best to keep up with it. And then, yes, credit obviously numerous people, but I will say Trump wasn't lying here, and this did end up materializing. And if there's strong reports that he had something to do with facilitating it, then he absolutely should get credit. But I'm not doing the preemptive credit thing, because he is one of the biggest liars we've ever dealt with, and specifically has a track record with making big project announcements about specifically getting companies to make investments in the United States that don't end up happening. I saw him out there saying, we already have secured trillions of dollars in investments by companies in the USA. My tariffs that I haven't implemented are working. Yay. Excuse me. And until we see it, I don't think he should get the applause that he so desperately wants. And number 3, Elon, if we believe him, is coming out and saying, yeah, that this is not at all what Donald Trump is saying that it is. Interesting stuff. What's going on? You can let me know in the comments with Elon putting that out publicly. And if you do want to get the members only bonus show, you can do it by clicking the join button below.